Welcome back to The Betrayed. I'm Gina Beck.
This is Drew Williams.
Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. We appreciate y'all, especially the reviews on Apple Podcasts. It really means a lot.
And like always, thank you again for the continued support, the continued engagement, and the hashtag Banana Cats.
How are you, Drew?
I'm alright, G. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Excited to jump into this week's episode.
Yeah, I think we're kind of going back to our usual style of podcast. This one. Last few episodes have been interesting. The interaction's been not as much as I hoped, but I think those calls are difficult for some people to listen to.
Yeah, especially with, I think, just audio only. Like you're really, I don't know. Imagine like having headphones and just listening to that. Like it's hard enough as is, but like people that are headphone listeners, like it's just so graphic and it's just right in your brain. Ugh, it's foul conversations for sure. But let us know what you guys think about them, and if you guys want to hear more, because we can definitely keep posting them, and we can even start doing new ones if you guys want to hear some new ones. So let us know in the comments or message us directly if you want.
Yeah,
Our link,
absolutely.
our links are always in the description. Sorry to to cut you off there.
No, it's all good. No, I was just gonna bring up the subject we've been just talking about over the last few hours. R. Kelly. He's on trial right now. And
Yeah,
like all the Jane Does are like their testimonies coming up.
even boys. Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't realize that there was boys and men involved at all.
Right.
It's getting darker and darker every time. I didn't know it was even going on till honestly. I guess it's been all over news, but I haven't been checking that stuff.
Tons of news articles about it, and yeah, it's very prominent news right now. The accusers are saying a lot of things, and we can link a bunch of articles below. I mean, we don't really have to go through everything here, but I'm just glad that they're working on it and that people are speaking up because I know that's got to be hard just to
Well,
be able to speak up.
especially with the facts that are coming out about him intimidating the girls through everything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the mental abuse. They're probably still scared of him, even though he's in handcuffs and no way could touch them. But yeah,
Right. Even with the speculation of, I guess allegedly he had some of them create some sort of like, was it video or write down like to where they consented to all of this? Like what
well,
that has been
it's a game
speculation.
he's played for a long time. I mean, he when he married Aaliyah, he falsified documents to do that legally, and he was I think 27, and I think she was at the time.
Right. You got to feel so many emotions when there's this alleged proof of you admitting to consenting, I guess, and then it just ends up being him forcing you to do it. That's just all on its own, just sitting in the courtroom looking at him or anything like that. Like, I give kudos to all of these people who are speaking up, telling their stories. There's got to be just so much going through their minds. And they've got to be scared not only of just like R. Kelly, but like his people. He has a team still that wants to make money off of his name, that are not arrested.
Yeah, and people
So,
don't realize how many songs and how much money his empire is really worth. I mean, it's pretty insane when you put into how famous he was and then how dark this whole thing's becoming.
right. I think the last thing that I heard about him was he was trying to get out for numerous reasons. So it's good to hear this news that people are coming forward. and
Yeah,
spooky.
we'll share. So I'll make sure to link a couple of the latest, I guess, news testimony of each individual because Jane Doe number 6 accuses him and her parents of helping her. She's basically dropped off in his hands.
Well, it's crazy how even the parents get starstruck and would abide by whatever. That's just like,
It's, I mean, you
really?
you see it in some of those developing nations that we've talked about before, where the parents basically have no choice to either let one kid go into this terrible lifestyle to feed the rest of them. And it just goes to show you, I think, no matter what class of society or type of society, there's going to be those terrible parents. There's only one other way I can say it.
Mm-hmm. Some people don't deserve to be parents.
Yep, facts.
I think I think we'll move on from the R. Kelly situation. If you guys have any questions or if you guys want to know more, definitely let us know. We're happy to give you any information that we do know. I know there's a lot out there. There's a lot of different news articles and stuff. Something that Drew is really good at is finding the legit ones and the ones that are fake news. So keep your eye out for the links in the description or let us know if you want to know more. Something that I wanted to bring up was the Washington Post had posted something about iPhones and how Apple is prying into iPhones to find, but privacy activists worry governments could weaponize the feature. So what they're trying to do is like be able to find CP.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that, and I think I saw a few headlines too.
This is the most recent one. They are saying pretty much that people are angry about it, right? They're not wanting it, like an invasion of privacy. And privacy experts are accusing Apple of creating another type of potential backdoor for the kind of abuse Cook outlined in its stand against the FBI. So people are just kind of really against it. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think people have every right to be against it?
I think people have no idea the amount of data and how many backdoors on your apps, not to mention your phones, that already exist. And I think they're just publicly implementing the process of finding weirdos on their stuff. I mean, they are a private company, and when you buy their products, yeah, it's yours to a degree. But if they're using it, they're gathering data on all kinds of other stuff. If they're going to use that same stuff to go after weirdos, I got nothing against it. People really have this false sense that their phones and their computers are private, but I mean, not only all the companies that you sign up for, but there's acting state sponsored hacking that are going through run of the mill civilian stuff. There's stuff going on all over the place. Not as not as secure as most people believe it is.
Definitely. And I would rather have, like, there's so many things we don't know about right now with our phones. I would rather have people going to jail daily for finding stuff on their phones than anything, you
Your
know?
phone, your own personal smartphone, probably collects and gives out more data than the NSA has done in a decade on you. Most people want to blame things like government overreach and stuff like that, but Apple and all of them already have this data there. So if they're going to use it to target, like you said, one a day, I mean, turn it into a game show. I don't know.
Right. I want to talk about this too. I thought this was interesting to talk about because, like you said, we've not been talking about like the normal things we usually have, and this is something that was in the news. Disabled people suffer more than two crimes daily on an average report. This is specifically disabled people. So, like nursing homes, people that are being taken care of by the government or by family members or just random people. So I guess more than 2 cases of crimes are committed against disabled people per day on average. And according to the National Police Agency, there's a total of 2,432 cases of offenses targeted disabled people from 2017 to today. I just think it's good to talk about. I don't ever hear people talk about that stuff. It's very rare when you see like something viral about something like this. So I just kind of wanted to bring it up, and it's not just kids that get targeted. I mean, a lot of disabled people can't talk or have a hard time speaking or
Elderly too. Elderly homes have the same issues. I mean, if you look them up locally, you'll find articles on all this type of stuff. But like you said, it never goes viral.
mhm. So it's not just kids. It's not just children who are innocent. It's older people that are innocent too. And it's people that would not expect it to ever happen to them, and families that have expect it not to ever happen to them. And it's the people closest to them working for them, or it's scary. So not only keep an eye on your children, keep an eye on your elders that are in nursing homes or being taken care of by anybody, doesn't matter who it is, and just communicate with them, make sure they're doing okay.
Absolutely. I have just kind of going back to some of our old stuff. I'm not going to read the entire article, but we are going to link it because I like to talk about, big busts that don't usually get a lot of coverage. People are always talking about not enough of these guys are getting arrested and governments aren't doing anything. Interpol released on July 26th of this year an article titled 286 Arrested in Global Hacking and Mining Operation. And it included 74 countries, one of the main ones being France, United Arab Emirates, and I think Panama was the other one, but it was 74 countries in all. And they ended up rescuing 430 victims of human trafficking and identifying 4,000 irregular migrants. And they didn't give full numbers, but there was, I think, a case at El Salvador where seven of the were underage, like very young, like under 12. But people are finding these guys, and money is being spent to target these people worldwide. And it does seem like there's a bigger global attempt to try and at least battle the problem. I don't think it's a winnable war, but
Exactly. There's a lot of people that are helping, and I've seen more and more articles of police doing stings lately than I ever have, which is really great to see.
yeah, there was one. Well, that leads me into another one earlier this month, August 3rd. There was multiple that reported on this, but I found that Fox 13 out of Tampa had the better one. The title was Polk Sheriff, Disney employees and nurse, and a California man among 17 arrested in undercover sting. And I'll link it. This has descriptions of all the people, and they go all the way down to like early 20s up into their 50s, 60s. There are all ranges of people, different backgrounds, things like that. So stuff is going on.
Yeah, definitely. I just saw a sting happen in Arizona too, a big one.
Another big one. That's good.
Hmm.
It's sad it's not bigger coverage.
Right. You unless you're searching for that, you don't really hear about it these days. But I want to end it there. I don't want to take any more of your guys' time. Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you guys have any comments, questions, what do you want to hear more of? You want to hear more news? You want to hear more stories? You want to hear more phone calls? Let us know because we want to give you guys what you want to hear. Love you guys. Banana cats.
Banana cats. Much love. Peace.